Hello, everyone. Daniel Kerr here. Um, I know I said I was going to go ahead and I was going to make 15-minute tracks with every audio workstation, and I'm going to get to that. But today I just want to mess around with some drums. One thing I noticed that was crazy is that that FL Studio demo that I used last time. See, this computer never gets online ever. But if you look over here, it says that this copy of Windows is not genuine. It seems like they use some sort of an online authorization process for FL, and for some reason it triggered that. If I restart the computer, this goes away for a short time, but it pops back on. And it's interesting because this is the copy of Windows that came with this computer. Anyway, today, of course, I'm using Suite 8 because that's what I use consistently. I need some drum tracks. So a lot of people don't like using loops when they're making drums. They feel like it's not original or something, and I understand that. So I'm going to throw a few techniques out. First, I'm going to hold down Shift. I'm going to select these three tracks. This is where I'm going to put my drums. I'm going to use Control G and put it into a group. That way, when I'm done, I can compress them all singularly, instead of individually, so it squeezes them all together. Anyway, I'm going to double click this icon here to close all these folders and go to Instruments, Drum Rack. You know what? I have some kits that I've made. I will use the Sauce. Let's see, Sauce's kit. That's a good one. Put it into the MIDI channel there. Okay, I accidentally, when I dropped it in there, authorized this record button here, which basically turned off my mic. So to do that, I'm going to have to hold Control and click on this so that it activates them both. And now I can play my drums. Where are my drums? Ooh. Okay, one of the things about these drum racks is when you load them up, you notice they're all set to negative 12 decibels in volume. I think that's to make up for a high velocity sensitivity, because if they're all set to 0 and you hit the key hard, oh, it's over. It's Clip City. But here you can see, because I created this myself, all the velocities are set to the default value, which is 0%. It's weird. Anyway, to make them loud enough, I'll go to my audio effects and I'll go down to the utility. Since they're all set to negative 12, I will set the gain to 10. And this way I can play. It's like a dirty 808. I think I'll use that one. Okay, this is going to involve a lot of resampling, also manipulation of loops. It's also going to be just dragging and dropping things in different areas. But right now I have my metronome on, and okay. Now I'm going to select that, Control D, make a duplicate. And here, overdub back on. Wait. Okay. Now I'm going to freeze these. so that I can drag them over. And this one has hats, so I'm going to change the color just a tad. I'm going to get rid of this track. And I'm going to hit Control T to add another audio track in the same drum group. And now I'm going to go to my loops, which I have a number 2. Now you can do whatever loops, your Vengeance, snack food, whatever. I'm going to go with electro hip hop. This is from old acid loops from years and years and years ago, but man, they sound good. And so I use them a lot. So listen to a few of these. Okay, that's a weird one. We'll be able to manipulate that pretty good. We'll drag it over and listen to it solo. Okay, I'm going to bring my group down. And let's look at it. Now, one of the things we want to do is I'm going to double it, or half the speed. Okay, now one of the things that does is you can hear that each one of these slices, called transients, loops at the end of it. Listen. That's to make up for the time that is lost when I half the speed. So what I'm down here is this transient. I'm going to change this from scrub, forward and backward, I don't want no scrub, to one shot so that they don't loop. And I'm going to turn the transpose up. Okay, and furthermore, I contend that really the only part of this loop that I want is this measure here between 2 and 3. So I'm going to select that, Control L. I'm going to turn and listen to them together. Over here, I'm going to take this audio from group number 4, which is the drums group. I'm going to turn off that. Oh, I realize you guys haven't even been able to hear me. I'm going to turn this audio here, audio from the 4 group, so I can do some resampling. Right? Okay, there's one, and from here, let's change some of these values a little bit. Okay, and how about another beat? I'll drag one in at random. And grab another piece. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add another track so I can get 3 of these pieces at once. Okay, so now with all of these gone, this is what I have left over. Oh, turn on. Now all these are real quiet, so let's boost them. Let's grab all of, oh, whoops. Let's grab all all of them. Oh, come on. Trying to do this with one hand while holding a microphone is hilarious. Grab all of them at once. I'll go over here to the clips and we'll listen to them. Okay, you can see it's about up to 0 here. And here we'll raise this up. Now, before we do anything else, let's mess with some compression. Now, one of the go-to things, obviously, for Ableton is to grab the compressor and put it on the group. And I'll set my ratio up to about 4 and something, and I'll pull the threshold down as needed. Listen. Nice and fat, without the compressor, with the compressor. Now, there's a huge difference there. Let's turn that off for a moment. Actually, let's go through a few things. You can basically use any expander that you want that has a limiter on it to add some sweet stuff. In the VSTs, let's, right here we have DIM65. This is an 1176 compressor clone, and it really fattens up a mix. If I turn the gain up just a tad, now listen. Those drums are punchy now, and it's not just the gain. In fact, if we go to different settings, hear the bass, without. It's still there, but it lacks presence. New York, quick shot. What I usually do is I find one that I like. Slam, see that makes the snare pop. So I'll turn the threshold down a little bit, and I'll turn the compression up. And I'll turn the output up, and then I'll mess with the attack and release until I find a sweet spot. That's without. Now you can hear that's a night and day difference. Another thing is sausage fattener, or a few of these other things. Let's find the sausage fattener. Let me show you what's up on that. I'm going to double click this icon so that it closes all these folders. And here's sausage fattener. Ooh, that's both of them. And that makes my microphone click around like crazy. For some reason, this GUI does not work well with. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to turn it up to about 30%. There. Yeah, my mic is always messed with by the sausage fattener GUI when I'm using screencasting software. Anyway, with, and when it's heavy like this, you'll have to adjust the volume a little. Now, if you want a clip that is made with a loop, okay, I've got about 1 minute left, and you want to alter it a little bit, I'll be quick here. You can activate global record. Go over in the tabs and drag it out. Get rid of this, I don't need it, okay. Control L. Now watch this. I'll take this part here and Control D. Now listen. And we'll Control D these a couple of times. As you can hear, you have a new loop. Even at the end, if you want to take a little piece, Control E will cut it off, double click it, change it to Complex Pro, and stretch it to triple time. Yeah. Turn the volume down. Okay, now if I select all this and hit Control J, come on. It gives me one consolidated clip that I can